Once your third eye is open, does it ever close? If you follow me on Facebook, Facebook is like my main hub. I go live there generally a couple times a week, right? You know when you're doing a live video, depending on how many people show up, it is impossible to see and or respond to every single comment or question that somebody asks. So I'm going to make a whole playlist here of questions that I was not able to answer on Facebook Lives. So, real quick, if you're brand new here, my name's Judy. I teach all things intuition, psychic development, not for shits and giggles, though, or entertainment. It's more so you can kind of learn how to develop, strengthen, manage, and utilize and apply your gifts into your life to basically have the cheat codes to live a better quality of life. So, if that is something that interests you, if you are not already a subscriber, I'm going to give you a quick hot second right now to hit that subscribe button. All right, so for the sake of um this person's question, I like if you get to know me, I go deep, okay? I don't do surface level type stuff. I do me a favor, make this video interactive. This person's asking, once your third eye is open, does it ever close? I do not know. I'm not God. I am not omnipotent. What their version of open means. What does that entail? What does that look like? I'm going to give you a second here and give me a second and I'll go through what it means for me as a psychic and the way that I work with it. But before I do that, comment below. Tell me, what do you think opening your third eye entails? What does that mean? What does that look like? How does that show up in your life? Do you think it means you're going to see ghosts or you're going to see auras? Does it mean you're going to have like these weird Hollywood trippy paranormal hallucinogenic type experiences, right? That's what most people think it means. So let's dive into a little bit what it is actually like working with your third eye. Okay. And to answer this person's question, I'm going to say no, it doesn't close. And the reason I'm going to say no is because it's kind of like one of those things. Once you open a door to something, we'll just say a door to all things grand, freaking wonderful, right? It's not like an old school game show. Like, what's behind door number two? A pile of poop. What's behind door number three? A mansion, right? Not like that. We have this wonderful thing called free will, which means you get to make your own decisions, whether or not you're going to follow advice or not. So when you're working with your third eye, I'll tell you, for me personally, and the way that I have taught, I'm recording this, right? Yeah, my God, that would have sucked if I forgot to hit the record button. Think of it this way. One, I will hang out till the end of the video because I'll have a free thing for you that'll dive more specific with a specific training outline that's not going to be like kind of all over the place here for you. When you're working with your third eye as part of your normal daily life, it's slightly different for everybody. Okay, it's just like a marriage, right? No two marriages are exactly the same. They're all unique. So when I say marriages, I mean person's gifts and abilities. Let me give you an example. Um, I want to say probably, I don't know, working on 25 years ago now. I started all of a sudden out of nowhere seeing spirit while I was wide awake. And then I would have dreams and premonitions that would play out exactly to the T within a couple days later. Um, I'll have to make a separate video on that. So if you want to get some insight and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell, this way you get notified when that video comes out. Anyway, Judy gets squirrel brained. Back on topic here. For the majority of people in normal daily life, it is nothing. Let me reiterate that. Nothing like what Hollywood tells you. Hollywood is all over exaggerated lies, crap, and baloney. They have to over exaggerate it in order to sell movies, right? It's a reality show. Reality shows are really not reality, they are scripted and over the top to keep you hooked and engaged. The way that it works in everyday life, you're going to visually see things. Those things come out through signs, synchronicities, right? The repeat birds, the repeat feathers, pennies, number sequences, 222, 1111, right? Spirit showing you something. The other way that it works, that's just spirit coming in and knock, 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 or slapping you upside the head, saying, look, I have something for you, trying to tell you something that's going to give you value and improve the quality of your life. The other avenue with that, the way that I work with my third eye and the way that I teach a lot of my students is plugging in on command, meaning asking a question and getting an answer without using cards, crystals, pendulums, meditation, any kind of tools at all, right? So to give you an example, asking, all right, anything that you see here in my frame, in my office, right? You can think of it like if you're into card reading, like a tarot card or an oracle card or, angel, whatever kind of cards. It doesn't freaking matter. They all do the same exact thing. They give you results, depending on how you're trained to use them. But anyway, you could think of here, I'll give you an example. Um, Not that long ago, I was doing a Facebook Live and a woman she commented something about losing her daughter. And it got my attention, right? You have to train yourself to pick up on the very subtle. They're not going to be the slap up because the slap upside your heads, that's not you having psychic gifts. Okay, some of you that might upset, let me explain what that means. That is spirit doing all of the work to kick you. Repeat, 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 and you're just, catching it. You are not doing shit. Okay? That's not you. That is spirit doing all the work to get your attention. Okay? You have no control over when you're going to get the signs and synchronicities, right? Most of the time, you don't even know what the frick it means unless you go Google some vague generic baloney, right? That fits anything and everything. But that's not psychic skills is you having the ability to ask questions and get answers on command. You have, we'll say like spirit's phone number. You could call them, you could text them, you can email them, you have all their contact information, right? So that's the difference with certain levels of skill set. So back to my squirrel brain little story here. Um, this one woman caught my attention. You'll train, I can help you train you to pick up on the very subtle things because spirit sends you signs, messages all day long, every day, all day long. Okay. You're just missing 99% of them, maybe even all 100%. Something about this woman got my attention. And I noticed I was drawn to my couch. I was sitting in downstairs in my living room. Um, and I was drawn to my couch. And the color of my couch is much like my chair here. And it immediately took me to the beach or sand, right? Sand, the beach, the summer, nice, hot, warm, sunny things. Because of the color of it. And the next thing that I noticed, again, it's physical things that are around you. It happened to be summertime, right? And so I had physically had a pair of flip-flops, my flip-flops on the floor in front of me. Out of all of the bazillion things that are around me in my living room, I was drawn to the couch, specifically the color of it, and the flip-flops, specifically flip-flops, right? So you're like You're picking up and connecting data. I call it data or puzzle pieces. And you put those pieces together. So when I started putting those, and again, you have to understand the difference between what's real versus a lot of people think, question, is this real? Am I making it up? How do I put the things together, right? There's a lot of things that go on. I was able to immediately pull out of it with her daughter, flip-flops, the beach, and it felt like Florida down south, right? Out of all places in the world. And she began to tell me that her daughter was murdered in Florida, on vacation, and she buried her in her flip-flops, right? And then like you can continue the conversation, but I'm just trying to give you some context of working with your third eye, all of the things that you see around you. You can even tune in and ask questions. Um, and based on the things, the bazillion, you can easily, if somebody took the time, you can count 1,000 different things going on in this frame here in my office. Everything from the floor to the curtains to, I don't know, a doily on the window, the thing here, different books, different, all kinds of things, right? When you're working with your third eye, it has nothing to do with Hollywood freaky paranormal hallucinogenic type things. That's not how it works. It's really not. God's honest freaking truth. So anyway, to reiterate back to once your third eye is open, does it ever close? Based on what I just explained to you, and understanding now that like no, it doesn't. You can choose to ignore things. It's no different than um people, if you're one of those people who when you close your eyes you see faces, right? And the faces just kind of come to you and they go, or they come and then they change shape to another face and then they go. It's that's a different kind of scenario. I do have a video on here about that. I'm like 99% sure I do, and I don't think it's that old. You could go on my channel, the main page, and probably see that. But once it's open and you're using it to communicate, right? Like the way I just explained, it doesn't close. It's just a matter of you listening to the advice or the guidance that you're given, the messages that you might receive for somebody else. So you see what I mean? Anyway, tell me if you agree or disagree. If you have a story or again, the Hollywood stuff, yes, that stuff does happen, but it is not the norm. Let me emphasize that again. That is not the norm and what it is like every day. Okay? If you're someone who experiences that kind of stuff, and I know a lot of mediums, a lot of phenomenal, well-known psychics, that ain't how it is for them every day. So if you're someone who's experiencing something like that, high fives to you. I hate to say this, but you might want to kind of get checked a little bit. Make sure you're not having any kind of manic anything going on. But there you go. Tell me below whether you agree or disagree. Comment below. Tell me if you got any kind of value, any tidbits that you were able to walk away with, some kind of aha moments, something that you've learned. Like I was saying, I do have a free video for you if you want to learn more about how to do what I just did on a deeper level, how to open up your third eye, more of what it's really like, and how to translate what those signs and synchronicities mean into a personal message for yourself. And then you could even take it higher because there's various different levels that you can take your psychic skills to. There is no, here it is, and oh, somebody's arrived. No, there's various different levels that you can take them to. So anyway, I hate saying goodbye. If you want access to that free training, it'll be in the description and in the comments. So anyway, talk to me. I'm gonna shut up now and work on making another video for you.